Not exactly
Okay, looks
lost
like we got all the
cameras.
cameras. Our diagram is now complete.
This diagram represents the station at the time of the groping. This diagram represents the station at the time of the groping. Ahara got off the train around 9:12 a.m. on October 7th. From the deboarding area, he ran in the direction of the arrow. Then he was tackled by concerned citizens.
Now we'll pencil in the camera locations and what directions they're pointing.
So each of the orange areas represents a security camera's field of view.
Hey.
The car and the victim disembarked here. The train pulled in at 9:12 a.m. The victim was gripping Ihara's hand, but he broke free of her. Then he tried to run away. Does the dotted part of the arrow indicate a blind spot between the cameras? If so, there won't be any footage of Ihara running through here.
What the?
This arrow shows the path Ihara and the victim took, as they ran for the platform to Ihara's point of capture. This is where Ihara got tackled by witnesses. Multiple others on the scene documented this with their smartphone cameras. This is what they call eyewitness footage. I bet the TV stations shell out for this sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
So this was the general situation when Ihara committed his crime. What do you think, Yagami-san? Anything of note?
Do you think Ihara and Mamiya-san were riding the train pretty frequently?
Oh yeah, Mamiya-san commuted by train. She was here every weekday. Same goes for Ihara, actually, but he was off that day. Supposedly he was going to see his wife, even though they're separated.
Did he ever say why he wandered around the platform for an hour?
He said the thought of his wife had him flustered and he couldn't force himself to board the train. He always had an excuse ready for anything you asked him, including the harassment charges. He pled not guilty, but the evidence said otherwise. There wasn't a single argument we could make in court to establish reasonable doubt.
Safe to say he did it. But on the same day, he knew his son's bully would be murdered in Ijincho. Pretty clear it wasn't a spontaneous need to grab some ass.
I agree. It's almost like all the commotion around the harassment might have been planned out. Maybe everything was, even down to getting captured.
Yeah. He really played everyone by turning harassment into an alibi for murder. No matter how much evidence points to him as a killer, he can deny it with complete immunity.
This is getting crazier by the minute.
At the very least, he had something to do with it. Some connection. But I can't imagine he'll talk. Whatever his plan is, it's pretty clear Ihara is committed.
To what? Getting revenge for his son?
I think so.
Who do you think his accomplices could be? Ihara's a veteran cop. Think maybe he knows how to hire an actual assassin? If so, he could have just paid for his revenge, right?
Sure. But assassins cost an arm and a leg. He wasn't rich before all this, was he?
No. He barely scraped up enough to cover his lawsuit against the school.
Not so.
I've gone to the scene of both the murder and the train groping. That should be all the places I need to see.
Hey, it's Shiosaki.
What's up, Sari-san?
I'm scheduling an interview with Ihara tomorrow at the Tokyo Detention Center. We'll take a taxi from Genda's if that all works for you.
Sounds good. But I need to head back to Ijincho for now.
Something you forgot to do?
Yeah. It involves Ihara's motive, which would be without a doubt his son's suicide. So I want to confirm if Mikoshiba really bullied the kid. And the best person to ask happens to be down in Ijincho.
Alright, then I'll let you get to it.
Cool. Then I'll see you tomorrow.
It's funny how I did accidentally press R2 to actually sprint earlier in the last video. One of the rarest things you'll ever do is press that. Mikoshiba. Ihara. Yeah, I think I saw everything that there was to see at each of the crime scenes. Now all that's left is getting Sawa-sensei to talk. The key will be learning what happened with Ihara's son 4 years ago. I am still drunk in some way. This is bullshit. Oh well. It is what it is. I think because I'm gonna record like at least like I'm on the 4th video of how many I need to record. So with at least 5 more videos to record after this, I should definitely finally finish chapter 4. I should, right? I think I would. Alright. No, you get up. Come on, be a man. Don't be pussy. Come on. Ah, fucker. Come on. Let's do it. Whoa.
Here we go.
What a waste.
I've got to get myself into the dodging groove, because that's what I'm going to need to be doing. Zenwa Zone Zero's gameplay, for those of you who have not looked at that game and have heard me talk about it, it's a lot of hit, dodge, parry. So basically, that's the gameplay. And this game can kind of help me with that. In some way. It's like Genshin Impact, dodge your enemies. And I'm like specifically console Hoyoverse games. Genshin Impact, dodge your enemies and then hit them with your abilities and don't have any other way of getting around it. Your dodge doesn't even look cool. Then Honkai Star Rail, it's turn-based, so you better just tank all that damage and heal it. And then Zenwa Zone Zero. Oh bro, you got cool dodges and parries. I think the third floor. You have a parry that literally swaps the character that you're currently using. Son of a bitch. No! I don't think I'm supposed to be up here. Nope. Second floor. I'm just so excited. I cannot wait for that. 4th of July? Who cares about that? We're here for July 3rd. Why I get happy over fireworks that I see every other year. A new game, bruh. Anyway, are we gonna crack down on this or what? You can't send me away again.
No, not for you. I really have nothing more to say.
What if I told you it's looking more and more likely Ihara-san had a hand in Mikoshiba's death?
Well, it doesn't concern me.
Ihara-san believes Mikoshiba tormented Toshiro-kun so badly that he took his own life. But neither the third-party investigation nor the courts were on his side. So what's the truth here? You know, don't you? What really happened between Mikoshiba and Toshiro-kun? Why won't you tell me the truth?
Why do you keep asking? I said I don't know!
I'm going to the detention center tomorrow to get some answers out of Ihara-san.
What?
I saw where Mikoshiba was murdered. He endured no shortage of cruelty before he died. They tortured him, you know. They broke all his fingers before they slit his throat.
No.
I know I'm putting her through a lot right now, but she's connected to this too. She's got information I need to know before I go see Ihara.
And somehow Ihara-san knew Mikoshiba would be killed on the day he got caught for groping. It's like he did it to prove he had nothing to do with the murder. But maybe that wasn't his real objective at all.
Huh?
I think he wanted to signal that he'd finally avenged his son.
The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
If I'm gonna face him tomorrow, I can't go in without some ammunition. So, 4 years ago, did Mikoshiba bully Toshiro-kun or not? That's all I want to know.
My answer won't change. There's no evidence Mikoshiba-kun did anything wrong.
Are you sure about that? Take a look at this.
That's...
Toshiro Ehara, your student. Imagine that he's listening to what you're saying now. If you can look at him and say Mikoshiba played no part in his death, I'll leave you alone. In fact, you'll never hear a word from me again. So which is it?
We're on the
4
roof.
years ago. Not long after I'd transferred here to teach English. That's when it started. I was trying my best to get acclimated, and I was finally on a first-name basis with everyone. One day, after school, I was out on the roof taking a break, when Toshiro-kun suddenly ran by. I called out to him to ask what was wrong, but he shushed me and kept running. I saw he had a bloody nose. Moments later, Mikoshiba-kun showed up. He was looking for him. I told him I hadn't seen him. Toshiro-kun's face told me everything I needed to know.
So Mikoshiba was bullying him after all.
Yes. Toshiro-kun told me this later on. Whenever he'd leave school with Mikoshiba-kun and his friends, they'd force him to hand over money. At first, they'd try to pass it off as a joke. They said since he lowered the class average on tests, he ought to buy them all drinks as an apology. And Mikoshiba-kun, he was having too much fun with it to stop. He started offering tutoring sessions to Toshiro-kun. Only so he and his crew could extract their tuition from him. They'd even break into his house while his mother was at work and take the money she
Jesus.
left him for dinner.
What the
And
fuck?
if he couldn't pay, they'd beat him up at school or make him grovel in the bathroom.
Didn't anybody see what was really happening?
The teachers either saw nothing or turned a blind eye. Few students knew about it, though. Anyway, I ended up relaying everything Toshiro-kun had told me to those boys' homeroom teacher. Mind you, this teacher had tenure, title, and years of experience under his belt. Do you know what he told me? He said not to cause a commotion because those boys were about to graduate.
Why does that not surprise me?
Oh, of course, how nice.
To be honest,
Who gives a shit? If they're being assholes, maybe they don't get no graduation.
it was hard to paint such an outwardly model student in a negative light. There was also no hard evidence to support Toshiro-kun's story. But someone still should have stepped in to help. If only I'd understood that at the time.
You tried.
The only thing I tried was to keep an eye out for him, making sure he wasn't alone, things like that. But unfortunately, that wasn't good enough. On the first morning of the 3rd trimester, Toshiro-kun tied a towel to his doorknob and hung himself in his room.
And that's when you confronted Mikoshiba, right? You asked him point blank if he'd bullied him.
I did.
So, 4 years ago, Sawa-sensei stood up to Mikoshiba for his terrible behavior. Then why has she kept that to herself for so long?
Mikoshiba-kun pretended to know nothing. He was more careful, shaken even, from then on. In all honesty, when I heard a third-party committee was investigating, I was hoping the truth would come out. Students were asked to fill out an anonymous questionnaire, and many of them wrote down exactly what they saw.
Hold on. Didn't the court end up declaring there was no substantial evidence of bullying? How could they have said that with those questionnaires on hand?
First of all, the committee never interviewed anyone directly. Those questionnaires were the only proof of anything. And the teacher of those boys was the one who collected them. Each time he came across any mention of bullying, he'd toss that questionnaire out. Also, he wouldn't get blamed in the end for ignoring the warning signs.
So then the committee was pointless.
A few students did speak up about the bullying online, but their posts weren't much to go on. Toshiro-kun's parents were completely caught off guard. His mother worked through the day, and his father lived all the way in Tokyo. That made it that much easier for the teacher to cover up all the evidence of bullying. He made that statement without even consulting the principal or the chairman. So, right before Mikoshiba-kun graduated, the committee presented their findings. That there was no evidence of bullying.
Such
The
bullshit.
conclusion you've heard over and over.
What the hell?
A kid fucking kills himself because he was bullied so much, and it's like, oh no, let's just cover it up. Let's let this kid graduate. Fuck. Oh. God, that is horrible.
In Japan, 300 children commit suicide every year, across all grades.
Ugh.
Less than 3% are proven to be linked to bullying. Toshiro-kun's case ended up like that too. But Ehara-san wasn't satisfied with those findings. So he sued Seiryo High, demanding compensation for Toshiro-kun's death. As the trial dragged on, I was eventually called to the witness stand. Of course, my intention was to let everything I knew out into the open. But before that could happen, that damn teacher came with the school's attorney to see how I would testify.
They didn't want you making them look bad, huh?
Of course not. That's when I first learned what he did with those incriminating questionnaires. They had no choice but to reveal everything to me, to try and sway me to their side. I guess they were just that desperate. After all, I was the only adult who Toshiro-kun confided in. I don't think he'd spoken to his parents about it once. So yes, that's why there was never any objective evidence of bullying. It wasn't like I had a mind to record our conversations. And I hadn't personally witnessed it either. The school attorney saw fit to remind me that the law says innocent until proven guilty. And if I couldn't produce tangible evidence, then I shouldn't be accusing Mikoshiba-kun.
So it was witness tampering. That is, they coerced you into false testimony?
Yes.
Must have been incredibly hard on you.
What I should have done was told the truth regardless. But what else could I have really done for him? Some days I just don't know. As much as I've tried to convince myself I did everything I could for him, I can never fully believe it.
So what happened to the teacher who covered all this up?
He transferred to another school. God, to think he's still standing at a podium somewhere.
That's unfortunate.
Even so, I don't have the right to place the blame solely on him.
Wait, where in the story did Ihara definitely find out that Mikoshiba was a bully? It wasn't clear at the trial whether he could really bring himself to kill a person.
Maybe, but in that case, Mikoshiba's bullying of Toshiro, or those questionnaires getting discarded. Have you ever told anyone else?
No. I've been silent. Yagami-san. You know what? Back when I was a student in high school, I witnessed bullying firsthand. There was this kid. My classmates pushed him too far. And one day he just jumped off the roof.
Off the roof?
By some miracle, he survived the fall. And he's been in a coma for the last 13 years. Nobody knows if he'll ever wake up. His name is Mitsuru, and he may never open his eyes to the world again. His mom watches him, but she works full-time. She's a higher-up in the government.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Oh
The
no, I'm
worst
about to
part is
cry.
that his teacher knew. He even talked to the bullies about it. But all he said was, don't overdo it. But afterward, the public eviscerated him. He had to quit his teaching job. And yet, for poor Toshiro-kun, nobody was held responsible at all. And that includes me.
But if anyone was going to take responsibility for that, Mikoshiba should have been first in line. I'm sure Ihara-san must have thought the same thing.
You know what I wanted to be as a kid? I was so innocent, I wanted to be a teacher. And after Mitsuru-kun's tragedy, I felt practically obligated. And still, I just let history repeat itself.
I think I have a clearer picture about what happened 4 years ago, and I'm ready to interview Ihara. I should go back to Yokohama 99 and get some rest. I think she needs some time by herself. I should let her be. Jeez. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, right. Terrible. And the thing is that shit like that really happens. Some kids really just aren't strong enough to just let it go. To endure and push past it until they get out. And I mean, it's like, look, it's like when you're in school, you cannot fucking lie. Most of student population, like, most students, they were bullied, okay? Half the damn school is getting bullied. And even more that you don't know. It's like, that is so fucking relatable for so many people. Some of those people are honest about it, and some of those people have never ever said that they were bullied. And sadly, some of those people that were bullied can never say what happened because someone else had to say it for them because they're already sadly gone. I fucking despise bullying. Huh? What's up with this dog? Hey, what's wrong? You lose your owner?
Huh?
Well, Yagamishi, it appears you finally met the infamous detective dog of Eugene show. Sorry, the what? Word's been getting around town of an odd dog who apparently wanders the streets, looking for cases to solve. Whenever he catches a scent of a mystery or a crisis, he calls out to nearby people, alerting them of a nearby incident. He actually stops by here rather often. It's almost as if he knows this is a detective agency. Seriously? This dog does that? Yes, for the past few months now. He seems to take his self-appointed position quite seriously. He kinda sounds like Sawa.
Either way,
Why is he wandering around town, though? He has a collar, so he's obviously not just a stray.
Sure.
Ah, therein lies the mystery of this dog. He's very well trained and the perfect specimen of health. No one has seen him rooting around in garbage or anything. So based on this information, it's clear that he has someone taking care of him. The mystery-chasing dog's a big mystery himself, huh? Something wrong, boy?
Wait.
Oh, he's picked up the scent of a mystery. I believe he wants you to follow him, Yagamishi.
Huh.
Right. Am I supposed to hold the leash? He just has proper leash manners is all. I guess if he really is that smart, I can see why he's walking around freely.
What?
What is it? You want me to take you for a walk? Yagamishi, I believe he's requesting you to partner up with him. Are you willing to accept the case? I already have my hands full with the MRC. Now I have to take care of this detective dog, too? What the hell is going on? Okay, I'll take the case. Where's the trouble, boy?
Who's a good boy?
Okay, lead the way. You're not just taking me to get you food, are you? Hey! Guess I'm not taking point on this case.
Got something?
I should follow him right now. Seems like he knows the way. I will walk all around town with dog in tow.
This way, huh?
Why do his footsteps sound like that?
Doing great.
Well, at least you're gonna help me not be drunk anymore. Still got a place I gotta get to. I gotta go back to that bar and see if I can progress anything. Though actually, I might just wait until the next chapter, because I feel like that walk
Got
is
something?
story-related for some damn reason. What's this?
Hmm?
Is this where you're leading me? A boy. This is an issue. You don't know how to get in touch with her? No. She just said to wait here, that she'd be back for me soon. Oh dear. This is not good.
Excuse me.
Is there some sort of trouble? And you are? Takuki Yagami, a detective from Kamurocho. Oh, what a cute doggy. Is something the matter here? Well, he's been waiting in front of the facility for a while now, because his mother told him to wait here. Facility? Yes, our orphanage's main facility is upstairs.
I see.
And you say he was left here? And the mother doesn't seem to be returning? Okay. Oh, that's gonna be real fucked up. This quest is about to piss me off. Yes, and, he actually had this envelope with him when I first came to ask if anything was wrong. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Some kind of letter? Oh no. It says, please take. Oh, god damn it. I see. If it means the world to you, why is he here? At the very least, I was hoping to learn why he's here, being dropped off without any hint of knowing the truth. That's no way to treat a person. Hey, Suzuki's-kun, right? How long's your mom been gone? Like, an hour? If that's true, there's a slight chance she could still be nearby. Yagami-san, was it? You're a detective, aren't you? Could you possibly find his mother? I really would like to, but... Say, did your mom mention anything at all about where she might be going? I don't know. Okay. How about her name? What's her name? Mikan. Shibuya Mikan. Not much I can do with just that. What is it? You interested in the letter boy? Oh, you think you can track her down by the scent? Well, if the dog's as much of a detective as Tsukumo made him sound like he is, I suppose I should let him take a crack at it. Alright, track this scent for me, will ya?
This way, huh? Doing great.
This mother
way,
better
huh?
have a good explanation, because if she just threw her son into an orphanage, I'm about to be
Doing great.
pissed as fuck.
Got something? Doing great.
Come on, Mikan-chan. Time to get in. Uh-oh.
see